Alright guys, again I apologize. I'm not home yet. I don't have my movies, so I apologize for the background. My movies are at home. I'm not home, obviously, and so I just apologize for the background, but just be prepared for all pretty much the next videos will be with this background. So, but yeah, I'm sorry about that, but enjoy the video. Alright guys, so hopefully some of you have seen Transformers Age of Extinction by now. This video kind of contains a little bit of spoilers, so if you don't want to get too spoiled on the little things, just go watch the movie and then come back to this. But these are my 4 things that I want to see for the next Transformers movies, 5 and 6 obviously, and they're not in order or anything, like from my least to the greatest or anything. No, they're just the 4 things that I want to see. So, yeah. Number 1, Galvatron has more screen time. Because if you remember anything about Transformers Age of Extinction, Galvatron was in there probably altogether maybe 10 minutes. And you know, he's such a cool character, and, you know, he's like the buffed up version of Megatron, but he's just basically a really cool character, and they could do so many things with him. And, you know, they could fix some mistakes that they've had, such as turning him into a truck and things like that, and make him because actually the Revenge of the Fallen Megatron is more similar to Galvatron than the real Galvatron is, because I mean, you know, I think that they didn't plan to have Galvatron. I think that they actually planned just to have Megatron be resurrected and things like that. I think that's what they planned to do, and Galvatron was just kind of there. But he's a really cool character, so you could do a lot of things with him and make him really cool, and I really hope to see him. Number 2, the Dinobots transform to the robot mode more, and more Dinobots. I mean, come on. Because, again, the Dinobots, not a lot of screen time. 10 minutes, probably. And they're really cool, too. And you could really dig deep into their universe, into the Transformers universe, by showing, like, where they came from and how they came to be in that ship and a whole bunch of things. And you could do so many things with them. And it's just, they're really cool. And if you remember, they could transform into the robot mode, and they were ginormous. They could take down a ton more Decepticons and things if they just stayed with that. I'm not saying that they shouldn't transform into their Dino mode. That's what I'm going to call it, Dino mode. I'm not saying that they shouldn't transform into that, because it's really cool, because Grimlock biting things is always really cool. But they could take down a ton more, and that'd be really cool to see them fight in the city like that in their robot mode and things. And I think fans really want to see them more, and so do I. Number 3, more villains like Lockdown. Now, you might have a different opinion on this, but for me, Lockdown was a better Megatron, and not only did he have more screen time than Megatron, he had a gun as a face, which I think was a hint at classic Megatron, but he felt like a villain, and he felt that I was watching him on screen and things, and I was just watching him talk to the humans, and I was like, that dude could turn on you at any moment, and he was just willing to do whatever to get what he wanted, and he was just the best Transformers villain that I think I've ever seen. And he had, you know, he was just more like Megatron, and he just, especially when Optimus was fighting Galvatron and he showed up in the field and things with that ginormous ship, I was like, holy crap, that's the Transformers villain. And they need to have more villains like that feel like a classic Transformers villain. I think it'll please the fans, and it'll please me. Number 4, the Transformers, and I don't know why this is, but the only time that the Transformers have had a base was in Revenge of the Fallen, and that was like for 5 minutes, and that didn't really feel like a Transformer-type base, you know, they didn't have all the Transformers tech and everything. But number 4, the Transformers need to have a base. And again, I don't know why this is in all the Transformers movies. They've just always been just driving all over the place. They've never had a base of operations. And in the cartoon, they had that ship that crash landed, and that felt a lot like a Transformers with a Transformers base, like all the screens and everything in there. And it felt like a Transformers base. And especially considering they were being hunted in this one, Especially considering that'd make it even more to have a base like in the Grand Canyon stuff. And you saw that they were driving in there too. And they just all of a sudden showed up at the Rock Canyon. I mean, come on! You could have just said, okay, well there was the base and they were hanging out there. So then Optimus met them there and he knew where to meet him and everything. What the heck? You could have did that, but the Transformers need to have a base, and it'll make it a lot more interesting and cool and everything, and it'll just please a lot of the fans, and it'll please me too, and it'll all work out. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed the 4 things that I want to see for the Transformers, for the next Transformers movies, and please tell me what you want to see for the next Transformers movies, and please do remember to drop a like and subscribe and everything, and later, guys.